I have Scott today from PhotoShelter. He's SVP of Marketing, and he is changing the way creatives and brand marketers think about how they manage their assets to tell a story that matters. All right, Scott, what got you into marketing?
So I studied marketing in college, and in my senior year in college, I got the opportunity to have an internship at Rolling Stone magazine, and fell in love with marketing. It was the 25th anniversary of the magazine. I got to work on Rolling Stone's 25th anniversary, and it was, a huge party in New York. Every musician, every celebrity you could name was there. And I was brought in to help run that program. And I just knew right then and there that marketing was my calling. I loved the drama and the excitement and the creativity of it. And it's carried me through to today.
If you were to have your own advertising agency, what clients would you pick?
Gosh, I would always want to pick clients who were struggling with an identity. And I think that is a universal problem, whether you're a luxury brand or you're a nonprofit brand. If you're trying to figure out how to uniquely tell your story in the marketplace, then that's the space I want to work in. Brands that are going through transitions.
Interesting. So you think that the identity is important of a brand?
Yeah, for sure.
And what's the core of it?
Gosh, the core of it is the experience the customer has with the brand. And if you can align your brand story and your brand DNA with the customer experience, then I think you have something pretty magical.
And do you think it comes from the founder?
It can, for sure. Yeah, I think founder-led organizations that also care about brand and brand storytelling, and keep a clear eye on the fact that ultimately whatever it is they're selling, whatever product they're selling, that there's a customer that's using it, and that customer needs to feel an alignment with the brand and feel a relationship there. Then I think if the founder has that in their heart, then it can be done, aligned with founder-led organizations.
Do you have a bonus structure for your marketing team?
We do, yes.
Is it related to pipeline or something different?
It is not yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is it MQLs?
It is performance-based, and then there are KPIs that folks are measured against related to opportunities. I am pushing to get it further aligned with pipeline generation. We're having an extremely strong pipeline story against marketing sourced leads for years now, but especially over the last couple of years. Generating about 70% of the pipeline is coming out of marketing sourced programming, events, paid media, content. So I want to get my folks tied into that.
Incentivized by it, yeah.
Yeah.
So is your webinar one of your most important motion?
It really is. Yeah? And I think, the word webinar is kind of blah, but we look at them as these anchor pieces of content that have pre-promotion, so you're creating buzz about that program. You're using your internal staffers to advocate. It's a great outreach tool for prospects to say, you should attend this webinar. You're going to hear about how X, Y, or Z team or organization uses our product. So it's great from an outreach standpoint before the event ever happens. And we do a lot of social graphics around it that pre-promote the program. Then you have the day of. So the experience of actually, hearing from a creative expert about how it is that they do their job and create their campaign. So you have that piece. And then the long tail is, the post-webinar viewership. It's how you chop up, great quotes and great testimonials from that piece and turn those into small, short, bite-sized social video graphics. We tend to turn them into case studies. We turn them into blog posts. So there's a long tail after the webinar too. So we tend to host about one a month, and we turn that into a content experience. So the day of program is one small little piece of the webinar. It's all the engagement that happens pre, post, and after, or post is after. But
You make the most out of this.
yeah, we make the most out of it. And then, the beautiful part about it is it makes our customer the star. They feel great about what they're doing. They're telling their story to their peers. They let their organization know that they're doing this too, so they have, their colleagues attending and hearing about it. So it's a bedrock program for our company.
I'm fascinated by webinars because to some extent I see the potential of having virtual events, especially with COVID and people working from home. On the other side, I see that the engagement is low. And the reason why engagement is low is because you're kind of like putting a webinar on and you're kind of eating or doing another thing in parallel, so you're leaving it on. How often do these events, and how do you make sure that the engagement happens?
So that's a great question. The way we run our webinars is that I might have mentioned we have a Slack community that we've built amongst our clients too. So all throughout the webinar, there's call to actions to ask questions in Slack, to comment in Slack. We share, graphics from the webinar into Slack. So you've got a way to kind of create engagement with peers while you're watching it. So you might be sitting in your office or home watching it while you're eating a sandwich, but there's this Slack community that is, commenting and liking and favoriting what they're hearing the speaker say. So we've used that to really kind of almost replicate like a networking, like social event by tying the Slack piece into the program.
Makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
I am also curious, in your path so far, you've grown a lot in marketing, you've climbed the corporate ladder, so to say. You're now a marketing executive. I would imagine that you want to give hope to people who want to be like you, and make them feel it's okay to make mistakes. What's your biggest marketing mistake you've ever made?
Oh my. Gosh. I mean, the easiest way back when with email marketing was, not checking the box that something shouldn't be a reply all and having it go out to tens of thousands of people with responses happen. This was way back when. That was a big one. Yeah. I think, I ran a program in New York City with a $1 million putt that looked like it could have been a mistake, but turned out to not be a mistake. So we had a $1 million putt in Central Park, and somebody actually hit the $1 million putt. And we had insurance for it, which was great. So you insure contests like that. But when the putt dropped, everybody thought, oh God, we're gonna have to write $1 million check for that winner. So it turned out to, at first, seem like it was a major mistake. But then when we assured that insurance would cover it and that it would get paid out properly, it wound up turning into like ESPN's play of the day and got like massive PR coverage for us. And it was a great way to launch a brand, but it seemed like it was a disaster, but it turned into like magic. So yeah, I don't know.
Taking risks.
Yeah, definitely.
Something there. What excites you about the future of marketing right now? What keeps you excited about your job?
Well, I mentioned that we're moving more into paid media and paid advertising. So I think for us, our ability to take this like expertise in organic content and start to bring that into paid advertising, paid programming, and to do it in a way that is breakthrough is pretty exciting for me. So I think that is something that we're going to be focusing on this year, is how to break those typical like paid media analytics of the tiny click-through rates and the tiny conversion rates, and really like create something that sort of blows the market up. So I'm excited about that. And I mentioned we are going to start doing more live events again and getting people together. I think the community is sort of looking for connectivity and networking and touch points away from screens. So I think that's something that excites me too.
Okay. Live events. I love
Yeah.
live events. I think in person matters so much, doesn't it?
Yeah, definitely. I think also we're rolling out a lot of really cool new product capabilities and bringing new marketing feature or product features and capabilities out to market with great campaigns and great video and great storytelling around how these new features are going to help our clients do their jobs better and more quickly and more efficiently is going to be something really fun for us to work on this year too.
Okay. It was great to have you, Scott, today. What advice would you give to people who might wonder if marketing is exciting enough to give it a try from a career perspective, especially in this economy?
Yeah.
What advice would you have for them?
I like organizations that have a
meaning?
purpose.
Purpose.
Yeah, I think it's important that you're grounded in your reason why, and that if that reason why aligns with your values, then you can have a really great career.
I resonate with that so much because I'm so driven by purpose and not by anything else.
Yeah.
If you have your why, it's a lot more powerful. You get more energy in the morning throughout the day.
Exactly.
Thank you.
You're welcome.